Before the world can respect you, you have to teach it how. That's the truth. Unfiltered, uncomfortable, but liberating, if you're ready to own it. Because real change, it doesn't begin with them. Not with the people who ignore you. Not with the friend who jokes at your expense. Not with your boss's tone or your partner's silence. It starts with you. Every moment you stay quiet when someone crosses your line, you're erasing it. Every time you smile through a backhanded comment. Every time you absorb someone else's chaos without saying a word. You're silently telling the world, this is acceptable. But the world, it isn't psychic. People don't guess your boundaries. They observe them. They notice what you allow. And then they match your energy. So slowly, without trying to harm you, they begin to believe that maybe you're okay being treated that way. But deep down, you know you're not. Here's what matters most. What you do always outweighs what you say. You can tell someone, please don't speak to me like that. But if you keep replying to their messages, if you keep showing up to conversations that deplete you, if you keep tolerating the same dynamic, your words mean nothing. You're teaching them that your boundaries are suggestions, not rules. Look back at any relationship that turned sour. It likely didn't start in chaos. Disrespect doesn't arrive shouting. It slips in the back door. Quiet, disguised as humor, lateness, or just being honest. One day it's a joke that stings, then a habit of talking over you. Eventually, they dismiss your feelings altogether, and you excuse it because you're trying to keep the peace or avoid confrontation, or maybe, just maybe, you're hoping they'll change. But they don't. Why would they? You've taught them this is what you'll take. Now, here's where you flip the script. If you want people to treat you differently, you have to retrain yourself first. You must raise your standards, not just what you expect from others, but what you demand from yourself. What you say is okay, what you will and will not allow. And then, here's the part at most skip. You have to live it, every single time. You don't need to yell. You don't need a masterclass in boundary setting. You just need to stop entertaining the energy that dishonors you. When someone talks down to you, you pause the conversation. When manipulation knocks, you don't answer the door. When drama circles back, you walk away. This is power, not in loudness, but in choice, in your standards, in what you no longer reinforce. People around you will notice, quickly, but only if you're consistent. Yes, they might be surprised. Yes, they may resist. Yes, some might get uncomfortable, and that's okay. You're not playing the same role anymore. You're no longer easy to manipulate. It's not your job to ease their discomfort. It is your job to guard your peace. And to do that, you have to be okay letting go of people who don't honor your worth. I know it's scary. I know the idea of confrontation or walking away or no longer being liked feels heavy. But let me ask you something. How much longer will you shrink just to make others feel tall? How many more pieces of your time, energy, and spirit will you give to people who don't value them? You weren't born to be liked. You were born to live in alignment with your truth, with your boundaries, with your voice. And when you do, the people who matter, they will rise to meet you there. Respect isn't something you force. It's something you model, in the way you move, in the way you speak, in the way you stand tall, even when your voice shakes. People will test the line. They always do. But when you stop making yourself small to keep others comfortable, they either step up or they step out. Either way, you win. Boundaries aren't walls. They aren't punishments. They're protection. Protection for your time, your mental space, your peace, your emotional well-being. They're not about cutting people out. They're about being clear about who gets in and who doesn't. Imagine your energy like a home. Your door's locked, not because you're cold, but because you're intentional. Not everyone gets a key. Stop leaving the door wide open, hoping people just get it. They won't. People don't understand boundaries unless you define them, and even then, they'll press. Because that's what humans do. So don't just draw the line. Hold the line, every single time. Yes, it might feel lonely at first. When you stop saying yes to everything. When you stop tolerating the same old disrespect. Some people will fade. Let them. Because the ones who remain, they'll be the ones who see you. The real you, not the one they could walk over. Not the one they could silence, but the one who walks in truth and stands in strength. That version of you doesn't chase validation, doesn't settle, doesn't beg to be seen. That version knows. Respect is a minimum, not a reward. You don't have to be cold to be respected. You don't have to be aggressive to be heard. You just have to stop abandoning yourself. Stop saying it's fine when it's not. Stop smiling through discomfort. Stop over-explaining your worth. Start choosing yourself. Start living in alignment with your own standards. Start modeling the very respect you wish to receive. Because it all starts with you. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you allow. So today, raise the bar, not just for others, but for you. Let that be your new standard. Let that be the signal you send into the world. From this moment forward, disrespect has no place here. Not from others, and certainly not from yourself. Because now you know your worth. And that worth, it doesn't bend, it doesn't beg, and it doesn't bargain. It rises, and it stays high. If this message spoke to something deep in you, if you're ready to lead yourself with clarity, with courage, and with calm, then let this be your reminder. You don't have to wait to be chosen. You already are, by you. So breathe in, stand tall, and start living like someone who knows they matter. If this resonated, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this space with someone who needs it. Because here at BreatheFirst, we rise, we realign, and we reclaim our power, one breath at a time.